Hello, my name is Augustus Marceau, and I am a Bonnie Lake Panther.
Gus is pretty amazing, so it was hard to pick a power value, but I decided on respect. Gus honors everyone, and I think that that's amazing to see. He respects our school community, he respects the community outside the school, but within classes, even kids he doesn't know, he works well with others, and he's always looking out for people.
The power value that Gus Marceau represents most, even though he represents all of them very well, I would say is his work ethic. Gus has, from day one in tennis, been a hardworking player, a hardworking student, and he demonstrates that daily at practice, daily in matches. When we practice, he is putting everything he has into what we do, putting everything he has in his abilities to play as well as he can to the best of his ability. And I don't say that in the sense that he's a bad player, that's not what I meant. It just means that he gives everything he has into his abilities, and man, it really comes out. He was a fantastic player for us for tennis for 4 years, and it's going to be hard to not have him on the team next year because he sets an example that's a pretty high bar for most guys to try to compete at.
I would say that Gus mostly represents perseverance and respect. I think those are the two that he represents the best. Gus is funny, he's smart, he's thoughtful, and he's kind.
I think the power value I show the most is probably respect. I work very hard to make sure that I respect anyone and everyone I've ever met, and I don't think I stray too far away from that. I think when my goal is that when people know me, that they don't see somebody that's going to wrong them or is going to be mean to them. That's really my one sole goal, and so far I think I've done a pretty good job pursuing that, and I don't plan on stopping.
For Gus, the first thing that came to mind was kindness. I think Gus is really kind, and he's honorable. And I think that kind of makes him someone that everybody looks to. He's curious, which is great in science. He's, again, respectful, and he's motivated. And I think those are some of the character traits I want to think of Gus.
A couple that really stand out for me about Gus is that he's pretty determined. I would say that he's pretty focused on what he wants to do in the future, and he's pretty determined to make that happen for himself.
I am a member of Panther Crew. I do the broadcasting Panther Media Network. My main sport is tennis, and I'm not sure I'm still in NHS, but I am in that.
In physics, we did a project where Gus and a group had to build a projectile launcher. And he really demonstrated his perseverance during that project because although they had a fabulous design, they just could not make it work correctly. And in the long run, they had to redesign to a very scaled down version, which he decided to call the Good Enough. So Gus's projectile project was called the Good Enough.
What stands out about Gus to me is that he's just a very enjoyable guy to be around. I really enjoyed spending time with Gus. He has a great sense of humor. He can laugh at himself and be okay with that. He can be made fun of in a good way, I guess you could say, from the guys on the team and laugh at that, but yet at the same time, he is very compassionate and he has a big heart and he really enjoys helping people. He enjoys working with people. He enjoys helping the guys that are newer to the team be successful and develop their skills as well. So the characteristic that really stands out to me about Gus is that he's just a hardworking, compassionate guy that has a great perspective, as I said before, about what the future looks like and what he wants for the future. And I enjoy being around him, and I'm going to really miss having him on the team next year.
I think actually my favorite memory was made in freshman year. We had an incredibly tough match at Stadium, which became a rivalry for the next 4 years. It was an away game, we went to Stadium, and after all of us played unbelievably hardly, both me and my doubles partner, it was Sawyer at the time, we played probably one of the best matches we ever played at that time, and I still hold that highly in my eyes. And then after that, after we played that match, we didn't quite win as a team, but we all went to Shake, 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 which kind of became a tradition. And that 9th grade me at that time, that solidified that I was like, high school is a very fun place to be, and a lot of people that I'm like for the next 4 years, those were the kind of people I was going to be around, and it was just a very good sign for the years to come.
Gus is also really involved at Bonnie Lake High School, and I think that's one of the reasons that we know Gus. He's been in sports. He's been the tennis captain. He's been a Heart of the Panther, which is our school's big honor. He's taken challenging classes, a wide variety of classes, and he's been involved in community service as well. So Gus is engaged in life, and I really will miss him when he graduates, and I wish him all the best.
Next year, I am going to WSU. I plan on studying broadcast news and potentially being a part of their Evergreen Journal. We're going to test out what that's like trying to work on journalism, and try to become a news anchor after that. That's about it. I think my proudest accomplishment is probably how much I have changed. There's never been like one specific award or moment that I'm like, yes, this has been my biggest thing. But over the past 4 years, I went from barely reaching out to new people and barely speaking in class, teachers probably not even knowing my name, to doing this, being like putting myself on camera every day, trying to reach out to more people, just becoming much more socially outgoing, which is something that my past self would have never dreamed of doing. And now it's kind of shaping what I might be doing for my future. So it's definitely something I'm very proud of.